for tuning in to the Rob Westerman Show. You can find me all over social media at GBP Daily. Shoot me a follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit me up in the DMs. I am always available to talk Packers anytime, any day. Today is Monday, September 1st, and it is officially game week. Our beloved Green Bay Packers will be hosting the Lions on Sunday, at 3:25. Feels just absolutely crazy to think about the fact that we have a real football game in just under a week against a pretty tough opponent right out of the gate. A lot of questions with the Lions, of course, who lost both their offensive and defensive coordinators to head coaching jobs. Ben Johnson, of course, with the Bears, and Aaron Glenn with the Jets. How will Jared Goff and the offense roll without Ben Johnson? Personally, I think just fine. They've got some beasts on the offensive side of the ball, and I think it'll be the defensive side that if either side takes a step back, I think it'll be the defensive side if I had to pick between the two. But yes, this makes for a massive game. Divisional opponents. Lions have been the top dog over the last few years, a team that we've had trouble, beating, getting past. So hopefully come Sunday, we'll be ready to roll and can start the year off with a win, a divisional win. And then we got to turn around and play the Commanders on Thursday night. That game is also at Lambeau. So a very, very fun, action-packed next 10 days or so. Other news. Micah Parsons decided he will be wearing number 1, which is pretty sweet. We were all kind of speculating whether Jayden Reed would give up his number 11 for Micah, but that is not the case. Micah will be rocking number 1, and he'll be the first Packer to do so since Curly Lambeau back in 1926. So about a century since the last time number 1 has been worn. Since then, it has been unofficially retired. And I think Jayden Reed even tried to get number 1 when we drafted him, but got turned down. So kind of an interesting scenario there. Another jersey change. Matthew Golden is switching to number 0, making him the first Packer to ever wear number 0 in franchise history. So I've already got a number 22 jersey. Did so the day after he got drafted. So not sure what I'll do now, whether that's grab a 0 jersey or just stay rocking the 22 for no reason. We'll see. Regardless, I do think 0 was the smart way to go. It looks better, in my opinion. But as we all know, football is not a fashion show. So as long as he's catching bombs from Jordan all season long, I am cool with whatever number he wants. The Packers are hitting the practice field today, so happy Labor Day to all you folks out there who are not working. That does not include the squad. So, yes, the Packers hitting the practice field today. Micah Parsons hitting the practice field today for the first time as a Packer. Happy Labor Day to all those of you who are not working. A lot of folks are working, right? Retail workers, nurses, all of the folks who do have to go into work today. Hope you guys have a great Monday. Let's hop into the comment section here, shall we? Already seeing you diehards chopping it up on this beautiful Monday morning. Game week. Happy Monday. Happy game week. My man Nick is in the house. Rob, do you know when our next practice is? Wondering when we're going to see Mike out there. You sent that in before I was just talking about it. They are practicing today. So not sure what Micah will actually be doing out at practice. You got to remember, he hasn't been doing anything all training camp, which you kind of makes you think about Sunday, right? How much he'll be out there, how fresh he'll be. Micah did say they've got a ramp-up plan for him this week, so you don't want to just throw him into the fire, right, in real game action, although I think he'd be just fine. But you got to kind of monitor this carefully. We don't need any injury scares or anything of that nature. So Do you think we'll see a full snap count for Micah week 1? I've seen some Packer fans online debating how much he'll play, Nick. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I think part of the ramp up plan will probably be to kind of ease him in, right? All of our starters have practiced all training camp, for the most part, besides the guys who are hurt. Some guys have gotten game action during the preseason, especially the first one against the Jets, although it not being a whole lot. Josh Jacobs has gotten pretty much next to nothing. I think Micah will be just fine, but I do think they'll probably err on the side of caution with him and roll him out, slowly. We don't want to get him too fired up too quickly. So, I'm hoping we'll see him out there a good amount. And as a pass rusher, sure, you've got to know the defensive playbook and whatnot, but sometimes you just pin your ears back and go. So, I think we'll see a limited snap count from Micah. Probably more so on third downs and in clear passing situations, but not much has been talked about on that front. So appreciate you, Nick, for hopping in. My man Phil's in the house as well. Phil, are you working? I'm curious. It's Labor Day. Not sure if you are just getting off work or what your deal is, but hope you're having a good Monday. We don't need everybody gassed like most get every week. Morning, Rob. Morning, Phil. Good to see you, my man. Yeah, we'll see about Micah. It'll be an interesting scenario with how they plan to ramp him up this week. See if they throw him out there on Sunday or see how much they throw him out there on Sunday. He will be out there, hopefully. So looking forward to it. That is for sure. My man Cody over on YouTube, based on his production so far, 22 Golden will be a collector's item. I don't know, Cody. I hope you're right. I got the 22 jersey right over here. I don't know how much it's worth. Probably not much, but hopefully the number 0 will bode him well. He's been balling out so far in training camp and preseason. Hopefully he'll do the same in 0, right? I think he will. Thank you, Cody, for hopping in. Happy Monday. Excuse me, got a little bit of allergies going on here. Jason, realistic expectation for the first 4 games? Well, Jason, we've got let's take a look at the schedule here quick. We've got the Lions this weekend. We've got the Commanders on Thursday night, just a few days after, both of those games being at home. Then we've got the Browns in Cleveland and the Cowboys in Dallas for the first 4. Regardless of which one it is, in my opinion, I think we have to start at least 1-1. Now, of course, I'd love to see 2-0. Don't get me wrong, but it's got to be 1-1 or better, right? Can't be dropping the first 2 games, mainly because Lions, of course, being a divisional opponent and the Commanders being an NFC opponent. So both of those games being at home in Lambeau, you got to go 1-1 or better. I do think we'll start off hot, though. Your question was predictions for the first 4 games. I think we'll start off 2-0, but like I said, it's got to be 1-1. So I think that helps big time, though, being at home. And hopefully we can catch the Lions at a time where they're still kind of piecing together their new coaching staff, although I personally don't think it'll take much time for them to get rolling. And then on Thursday night, my hope is the Commanders being a little tired, having to travel on a short week for that Thursday night game. 2 tough opponents right out of the gate. We shall see. It's going to be tough, but I think we got the dogs to do it. So the Browns game in week 3 should be a blowout. There's no excuse to not just blow them out. And then the Cowboys game down in Dallas. Well, that's pretty much our home away from home, right? So I don't think we'll have an issue there or with the Browns. So, hey, but any given Sunday. So to wrap it up, 4-0 is my prediction, right? Non-homer, non-optimistic prediction here. That's the way I roll. Thank you, Jason, for hopping in. Appreciate you. Nick, I am nervous for week 1. We've had so many injuries. Micah just getting here, wondering how rusty we might be, but I think we win the North this year. Week 1 might be a little slow, though. Well, to get off and rolling for that NFC North title, we got to win that home game against the Lions. That's step 1. So hopefully we can take care of business at home. We got to win our home games, and you got to win the divisional games. Last year we were a fingertip away from going 0-6. That's just not good enough. 1-5 in your division, just not good enough. Hopefully this year will be a different story. Phil, I showed up late. Thoughts on Parsons wearing the special number 1 jersey number? Phil, I have seen a lot of people not very happy with this, but I personally, and I love history. I love the Packers history. But the number 1 wasn't retired. I know it was unofficially retired, but we named the stadium after Curly. That is just, what more could you ask for? I know some folks were upset about the number 1 being handed out to Micah Parsons, but let me fix this here. This is bothering me. You guys got to tell me when some stuff is out of line here. But Phil, I see no problem with the number 1 at all. So I love it. Something different. I love Matthew switching to number 0 too. Gonna be fun. Gonna be a lot of fun. That is for sure, Phil. Aaron, you're missing a Parsons jersey on your wall. I see the spot already. Right there, right? Right there. Yeah, I got to get myself a Parsons jersey. That's for sure. Trying to get him to sign. Rob, thanks, Phil. I'm trying to get Micah to sign my jersey, whether that's at training camp next year or before a game this year or whatnot. Gonna be tough. Gonna be a tough one to get because, yeah, we all know he's probably the most popular Packer instantly right now. And, yeah, his attention during those times are going to be hard to come by. So, yep, got to grab myself a Micah Parsons jersey. Should have this past weekend, but was a little busy. My man Mark is in the house from Mayfield Sports Marketing. Check them out if you haven't. They got some cool stuff going on. Bunch of player stuff. They've got the inside scoop. They've got the connections. Check out Mayfield Sports Marketing. My man Mark over there running the show. Got to hit up Mark. I haven't talked to him in a while. So thanks for hopping on, Mark. Appreciate you. What else we got? Armin, heading to the game this weekend or any game this year? Armin, I'm not going this weekend. Although I would love to go to whenever they have a Sunday, Thursday home pair. I've always thought it'd be great to go to the Sunday game, stick around for a few days, and then hit up the Thursday night game. But we were just in Indianapolis for the joint practice and the preseason game. A week before that, we were at Packers training camp for about a week. So taking a little bit of a break. Kiddo's starting school. She's starting dance, so we're getting a little busy. Probably be making it up to the Panthers game November 2nd. I think that's kind of what we've got on tap so far. And then maybe one more. So typically like to go to 2. And I enjoy watching them from home. I do. So 2 games a year is typically what we like to do. So probably the Panthers game and then hopefully a whole playoff game. That'd be nice. So hopefully we can have a good season so that can come to fruition. So Haley, happy game week, Rob. How are you celebrating? Well, consuming all the Packers content that I can this week, of course, and rolling out as much Packers content as I can. Yeah, I'm excited. It's fun, right? Sunday, we'll be watching the game at home, hanging out, making some food. You know how it goes. Just kind of chilling. So, yeah, I'm excited. Cooking up some good food. Not sure what we'll be doing just yet, but it's always fun. So, Haley, happy game week. Happy Monday. Phil, the Pro Shop rolling out the Parsons t-shirts pretty quick. Yeah, they were on that fast, weren't they? What, less than 24 hours? They had the number 1 jerseys ready to rock. The guys or the folks at the Pro Shop were licking their chops. I'm sure the Parsons jerseys are just flying off the shelves, or at least the orders are just flowing in online. I can only imagine the storm of Packer fans coming in for their Parsons jerseys is just unreal. So that'll be the new main jersey I think we see at Packers games is Parsons. So that'll be cool to see. What else we got? Tracy, with Kenny Clark gone, who is going to be the leader on the defense or the entire team? Great question, Tracy. Losing Kenny, of course, is a big-time hit, on the field and in the locker room, as you mentioned. He didn't get a ton of attention or hype in general, I feel like, over the last 9 seasons, obviously because of the position he played. But those of you who did, and I know that's most of us, who watched in depth knew the value he brought, right? Anchoring down the middle of the defense and just the defense overall. He was a stud. Even last year in a down year, he was still taking on double teams almost every play. He was dealing with that toe injury that he suffered during the Eagles game in week 1. But without him, we all know Xavier's going to step up. He'll take over that leadership role, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And as far as the whole team, Josh Jacobs has taken on that role throughout training camp. It was so evident. He's really just taken over as the leader of this team. You saw him picking up his teammates, mentoring the other guys in the running back room. A lot of the guys who are with the team every day doing interviews and whatnot, watching practices daily, they've all said as much. Him pretty much just taking over that leadership role, which is great to see. And they talk about Aaron Jones being just such a Packer through and through. And multiple people have said, this is not a knock on Aaron, but Josh Jacobs has taken on that role and taken it to a new level. So you love to see that out of Josh Jacobs. That is for sure. Nick, yeah, I thought this was interesting, Nick. Ian Rappaport was saying the deal was done 2 days before it was announced, waiting for the Packers and Micah to agree to a contract deal. Do you think Kenny knew he was getting traded? I thought this was super interesting. I did see that, where after we all saw that the deal was made, the trade and whatnot, Ian Rappaport did say the deal was done 2 days before, which, man, props to everybody involved for keeping their lips sealed because that's crazy. I don't know. I can't say one way or the other if Kenny knew. If I were to guess, probably not. But I don't know. That's a good question, Nick. What else we got? Dave, since today is my birthday, I'd like to thank the Packers got me Parsons for a present. Love it. Happy birthday, Dave. Cody, Packers gamers are the best time to hunt out there. I use the NFL app on my phone to listen to the broadcast like the radio. I rewatch when I get home, but I've seen the most deer movement here. Good luck hunting this season, Cody. Erica, what is your prediction for the Lions game? Great question, right? Well, last year I went 11-6 for the season on our predictions. I, of course, picked the Packers to win every single game. Well, they lost 6 and they won 11. So I went 11-6. I think it's going to be a tough one. It's not going to be easy. Lions, although they lost both the offensive and defensive coordinator and Ben Johnson to the Bears and Aaron Glenn to the Jets, I don't think they're really going to skip a beat. I know I'm trying to ride the wave of, hoping we catch them at a time where they're still piecing all that stuff together, but I don't think that they're going to have any issue. It's at home, thankfully, but it's going to be a battle. We need to win it, though. It's at home. Divisional game, got to start off the year right. So I'll go Packers 27, Lions 23. All right, folks, that is going to do it for me today. Thank you again for tuning in. Always, always, always love talking Packers with you guys. Hit me up on social media at GBP Daily. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate that. Any sort of interaction helps myself and helps the pages. I will be back and at it again tomorrow. Have yourself a great Tuesday, or have yourself a great Monday. And I'll catch you guys later. Thank you.